Hello, my name is Olivia Sweeten. I'm a student at St. Petersburg College of Veterinary Technology. Today I will discuss the international case Bacon versus Ryan for course ATE 3515. The origin of this case was in Canada. The case judge was J. McLeod. In this case, the plaintiff is Chanel Robin Bacon, age 4. The third party referred in this case is her mother, Rhonda Lynn Bacon, and the defendant is Kelly Lynn Ryan. Chantel Bacon was bitten by Kelly Ryan's pit bull on September 27, 1986. The incident occurred inside the defendant's house. The bite resulted in 2 days of hospitalization, reconstructive surgery, and permanent scarring for Chantel. Willie, the pit bull, had previously bitten the Ryans' 4-year-old son, Tama, 2 weeks prior to this incident. After the first incident, the Ryan family considered euthanasia but ultimately decided against it. Rhonda Bacon had knowledge of the dog's bite history prior to bringing her child in the defendant's house. The first bite. The first bite occurred on September 14th, 1986. Willie was just adopted and was taken to the vet by the Ryan family. That night, their 4-year-old son, Tama, was playing on the kitchen floor while Kelly fed Willie. Tama was bit while attempting to play with the dog while he was eating. The son was taken to the ER. The family decided to kill the dog, and an officer threatened to arrest the family. The Ryan family contacted their local Humane Society for advice on this matter. Humane Society advised to ensure that the dog was not rabid and to euthanize and send the head for testing. The Ryan family was horrified and decided against this and declined euthanasia. The second bite occurred 13 days later on September 27, 1986. Rhonda and Chantel Bacon visited the Ryan home. Chantel was put on the floor to play with Tama. Willie bit Chantel, and the injuries inflicted were worse than the first incident. Procedural issues. The defendant's argument used the Contributory Negligence Act in their argument. The Contributory Negligence Act refers to the victim being partly responsible for the act of doing something that does not directly cause harm, but ultimately results in damages. For example, a person who is driving a car chooses not to wear a seatbelt. This does not cause a car accident, but it can contribute to the damages in an accident. The act is used to argue that the Bacon family had prior knowledge of the dog's history of biting children, but voluntarily brought her child into the house knowing that Willie would be there. She argued that Rhonda Bacon did not keep the child from Willie, therefore she is the guilty party. The plaintiff/third party. The Queen's Bench Act refers to claims for damages that result in personal injuries, non-payment debts, and negligence. This was argued since the defendant, Kelly Lynn Ryan, had knowledge of her dog Willie's bite history with her own son and risked another child anyway. It was stated that after the first bite incident, the defendant had confessed to have considered euthanasia at that time, but ultimately decided against it. The damages included reconstructive surgery, which left a permanent scar on Chantel Bacon's face, 2 nights of hospitalization, and emotional trauma, including nightmares. These damages amounted to $12,000. Judgments. The defendant was found mostly guilty at fault for knowledge of bite history with the risk of reoccurrence, at 2/3 at fault. The plaintiff was found partly at fault fault at 1/3 for awareness for predisposition of biting. Willie was euthanized per court order. The plaintiff was awarded $12,000. Analysis. In my opinion, regarding what is legally and ethically right, both parties are negligent. Each party had knowledge of a prior bite incident, but still displayed actions of carelessness. I do think that other measures should have been taken after the first bite incident, such as rehoming Willie, behavior therapy with a veterinary behaviorist, or keeping him away from children, especially other people's children. For those reasons, I do agree with the court that the Ryan family was more at fault. However, due to Bacon's family knowledge of the dog's history, they do possess responsibility for the protection of their own child. I'm worried that Canada's dangerous dog laws focus too heavily on the dog's conduct rather than the owner's conduct. The dog was labeled as dangerous, but if these situations are analyzed through animal behavior, you can see why this animal may have acted defensively. In the first incident, the Ryan family had just adopted Willie from a friend and took him to a veterinary hospital. Both of these situations are scary, and the case does not go into detail of the dog's history with the previous owner. Tama Ryan also attempted to play with Willie while he was in the middle of eating, and from the description, it sounds like he was trying to guard his food. The second bite incident does not go into detail with the exact interaction between Chantel Bacon and Willie. However, the first and second incident descriptions are similar. In both scenarios, the children are 4 years of age and were both placed on the floor near the dog. The U.S. have breed-specific laws on pit bulls in many of their cities. Canada breed bans have also been implemented in 2 Canadian provinces so far. On December 29, 2019, AVMA released a study that showed that 1,160 cities have restrictions or bans on pit bulls in the United States. There are many studies that argue whether or not breeds play a role in predisposition for aggressive behavior. Pit bulls are among the top discussed aggressive breeds. According to a study reported in the Canadian press in 2014, from 1982 to 2014, pit bulls had the highest instances of attacks, maimings, and deaths in both the United States and Canada. However, this same study reported that there was no change in the number of dog bites during the years before and after the Ontario breed-specific law was put into effect in 2010. Pit bulls were originally bred to be bull baiters in the 1800s. This means that certain dogs of this breed were selected and bred for their success and their fighting abilities. However, regarding animal behavior, proper training and nurturing of an animal at a young age can play a huge role in their socialization and a risk of aggressive tendencies. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.